Alright, what's up guys? Welcome to another live session. Today is June 1st, 2020. I hope you guys are all well. And in today's session we'll be going over some pairs and some analysis for the week ahead. And so I hope you guys had a great weekend. Before we start, I want to do some admin stuff. Really quickly get out of the way. So first things first is most of what I talk about will be all on our Discord. And if you haven't joined our Discord, it's free to join. The link to sign up is in the description of the video. One major thing is the Institute Trader special offer that we're running ended at the end of May, and today's June 1st. But because a lot of people were trying to get on over the weekend and try to take advantage, we've extended it to the end of the week. So you have this last week to get in, and the early bird special is $60 per month. So you use the coupon code IT60. Now, if you're a member, it's only going to be $18 a month, and Institute Trader has killed it. So the VIP group is on a roll. Here's the trades that they've been taking. So just this weekend, he did a Zoom session and he called multiple trades. Now, if we just go through some of these signals, for example, USDCAD and CAD yen, really quickly, you'll see that these trades are deep in profit. So it just happened really quickly. It's like he knows where the markets are going. And I actually even took the USD-CAD trade. And I don't trade Sundays, but I saw that trade, I saw his analysis, I saw my analysis, and it came together as one, and I had to take the trade. And we just look at the before and afters of all these trades. I mean, that's fantastic. And even here again, you can see very, very simple. And USD-CAD has hit its final take profit. It's very easy to take his trades. All you have to do is enter at the entry price. It gives one stop loss and one take profit. And then, halfway towards the final target, he'll tell you to take some off. And you can see USD-CAD is pretty much done for the day. Very easy, quick movement, and 2.1 R2R. So it's a very good setup. And even here on the flip side with Euro is just starting to develop again. It's all based on smart money orders. So they usually, go into profit immediately. But sometimes there might be a delay. But nonetheless, very, very good weekend for pips for Institute Trader, and it's only been around probably 12 hours into the trading week. So for the guys in the VIP channel, they're already having a great week, and so we've extended this offer and just for this week. So make sure you take advantage. Again, all the details are on the Discord, and for those that are on the VIP channel, I hope you're enjoying yourself. He's even doing Zoom sessions, so actual live sessions explaining the strategy if you're interested. So it's a great deal. It's very similar to this, except he does, I do price action, he does more institutional based concepts. So that's great. And another thing, if you're looking to get in on his trades but you don't have time to trade, we have a great service. It's called the Smart Effects Man Program. Alright, the Smart Effects Man Program is trades called by Institute Trader and actually placed by him. It's all manual, and the link to sign up is again on our Discord. The minimum is 3,000 with a 40% performance fee. Now, if you're interested in joining, make sure you email support@forexlens.com and they'll take care of you. So we're really excited to get trader like Institute Trader who trades based on these concepts. It's not like retail trading at all, and that's why one of the reasons why it works so well, because it's not really public knowledge, and he's actually trading the way the banks do. So Again, there's two ways to get on this action, either through the MAM or through the signals. All the details are on our disc. So that's most of the announcements. If I do think of any throughout the way, I'll let you guys know. As always, at the end of the month, we always update our signals. My pit count is up there. If you want to check it out, you can. Just go to forexlens.com. Really quickly, forexlens.com. Go to Forex signals, click past results, and you'll see my signal is already updated. Everyone else should be updated by end of day latest. But you can see here, so we had a pretty slow month just because of the trade war. But that doesn't mean it was a bad month per se. You just look at it. It was more about the accuracy this month, or this past month, and you can see pretty good for the month of May, considering we only had 3 confirmed losses, and you can't ask for much more than that. So you can't ask for much more than that 3, losing trades. Although we didn't reach that 300 pip per week goal, sometimes the market conditions won't provide that. I will get a bit into that. So let's get into it. So into the analysis, I wanted to talk about the majors this week, because on Friday we talked a lot about the USD and where it's going to, and so most likely we're going to probably see some more troubles with the dollar. As you've probably heard in the news, there's mass riots in every major city, and when businesses are getting looted and set on fire in major cities in your country during a pandemic and during a trade war, it's usually not good for your currency. And so that's probably going to weigh on the dollar a bit. Pretty sure the public is waiting for Trump to address the nation, but yeah. So for example, let's look at USDCAD really quickly. So USD yens here, but here's USDCAD. We took a short last week. Now, if you look at this and you compare it to Institute Traders setup, it's pretty identical in terms of the R2R we had. Here we had a 2.16. Here he has a 2.1, and you can see, they're both different strategies, but again, you're gonna get that different perspective from Institute Trader. And this trade was taken on June 1st, so he took it on Sunday, and you got the rest of the move that we had on Friday. So very, very simple way to trade, but you can see accuracies unmatched. So if you want, we can actually send his past results. His past results are in the free channel we had on our Discord. We actually ran a trial for it on our Discord. So if you want, you can go in here and actually look at some of the past trades he took and how they went. But as you can see, he's always talking about take some off. Rarely ever stops at break even. You rarely see a stop loss hit with his trades, and that's that institutional accuracy you're gonna get. So USDCAD, this week we're looking to go short again. You can see this 4-hour closure is the bearish closure we like. Zooming in, you can see the inverted hammer pattern right here, and that's the way to go. So we're just gonna be following this thing all the way down, pulling to the daily. You'll see that the daily is just mad. The closure, this daily closure is gonna be very, very bearish. I'd be surprised to see anyone long USDCAD. Especially with the place that the dollar is stuck in right now. I'd probably look for lows down here. So that's the first pair I want to talk about and just correlate the accuracy between our strategy and IT's. And then I also want to talk about Euro, which Institute Trader has a long for Euro. So we'll see what we think as well. So popping all the way to the weekly. You can see that weekly candle closure along with the one from last week is obviously very bearish. If you look to the left, you can see this kind of level was the level we wanted to target as it was a previous high. We clearly broke that, and now the next place we'll probably head to is where these wicks have accumulated. So somewhere down here at 1.35 thousand. Okay, so 1.35 thousand for USDCAD is our long-term target, and that's about 1200 pips away for 120 pips, standard pips. And so if we do the overall R2R, you'll see and obviously it's going to be much better, more close to here. 2.08. If we go to the 4 hour, we can actually perfect it a bit more. And yeah, when we go to 4 hour, we can squeeze this down. Something like this would be great for the week. Probably a 2.5 R2R setup, and it's just going based off the trading strategy we discussed last week. 2.86 is your R2R for this trade, and it's probably going to be done within by the end of the week, unless obviously Trump says something crazy or something, the protests end in the States, but I don't see that happening. And so this is what we're looking for. I'll be looking for entries. If the 4-hour candle right now stays as is at 1 p.m., then we'll get the entry, our first entry of the week. If not, then we'll just have to wait. But obviously the bias is bearish, strong. We're not going to go against it. For people on YouTube, I will get to your questions as well as people on Discord as well. Now, if you look at EURUSD, on Friday we discussed a long to this key level. Now, if you look at Institute Trader, here's the vision he has for EURUSD 1.12200. It went into some profit last night, pulled back some, and now it's back in profit. So again, I do think it's going to go to the upside. And his analysis is based on the 1-hour time frame. So if we just head over to the 1-hour time frame, you see price is currently struggling at this resistance, and so he's expecting it to break resistance and head to the upside, which I do think makes sense because we're bearish on the dollar, and therefore you should see euro go higher. So again, the accuracy of his setups are mind-boggling, and that's why I actually had to take a trade on a Sunday, and I don't trade Sundays at all. You guys know that, but I'm happy I did. So EURUSD, we're also long. We just have to wait for this kind of area to break. I'd probably say 1.1490. So for the traders that aren't Institute Traders channel and that didn't get that initial entry, we'll be looking to get entry once we break 1.11500 would be great. So 1.11500, and we should have a nice cascade all the way up. So I'll quickly put this as a call out and then send the chart in. 500. Then I'll remove this idea discussed on Friday. It's good to see it play panned out nicely. So this is the long idea we'll have, and it's going to be based on the 4-hour time frame. It's just the 1 hour. We've seen some resistance and also a key level that IT has also identified. So something like this, it's going to be a 4.0 R2R, which is actually fantastic. Again, we just need a 4-hour bearish closure above 1.11500, and we're good to go. Alright, so another major I wanted to discuss was pound dollar. I just want to make sure everyone's pair requests are answered as well. So I do have some ads. So good morning. Good morning, J Trader. Let's do analysis for Aussie Kiwi. Okay, awesome. Aussie dollar, CAD yen, and dollar yen. Fantastic. So CAD yen, I'm just going to revert back to Institute Trader's call for CAD yen. He had a buy at the current market price. As you can see, almost up to its profit level. He has a final target of 79.400 J. So if you're in the trade already, I think you should probably get out when IT gets out at 79.400. If you're looking for an entry, I can definitely help you find that. So Aussie Kiwi. Based on Aussie Kiwi and the 4-hour, I'd initially say short just because we are running into some of these highs right here. You just see. Right, we do have some resistance that has floated in around this level. Break above, break back down, break above, break back down, and just come down all the way. We printed the inverted hammer, the last 4-hour candle. Now this one is turning into a bearish hammer, so I'll be a bit careful. Let's actually go to the daily for this, and we'll see. So the daily, let's see, based on the daily, let me just move these levels. These are from our previous trade. From the daily, I'd watch out for longs just because right now we're failing to clear this previous high, and so if we do show more rejection from here, I'd be looking to take shorts. So I think last time we took a short from I believe here, and we got maybe that 30 pip move, but this time around we're probably looking for that same kind of rejection, and so I'm gonna wait for this 4-hour candle, J. Because right now it's a bearish hammer. It's not a good entry for shorts, but if it does turn bullish all the way through, we'll take the short. and we'll take that range from here to here. That's around 104 pips to target. So we'll wait for Aussie NZD to break 1.07691 or just 1.07700 to go lower. So I'll put that call out. Right, and now we have a clear idea of where we're going to target. We're just going to target the bottom of this kind of range and have a nice 100 pip take profit. So that could be a potential setup as well. Now something like this is fine. 3.55 R2R, pretty good setup. So Aussie NZD short. Next we have Aussie dollar. For those that are on YouTube, I will get to your questions in a bit. This is another reason why you should join the Discord. It's a place to be. Now Aussie dollar, on Friday we discussed the long for this trade. Now 31st May. Now you know I don't trade on Sundays, but you can see we have pushed up significantly, but none of these 4-hour closures are really confident enough for us to go long just yet. You can see inverted hammer here, indecision candle, and this is turning into indecision candle. If, however, this 4-hour candle can turn a bit more bullish, we can get an entry and have maybe our stops somewhere down here. But our overall target is 0.69000, and it has gone up pretty significantly. I mean, the daily candle is pretty nice as well. Again, just the wick to the top and bottom are fairly equal, so it's definitely a bit risky to enter long at this point, especially since we have made such a significant move. So I'd probably wait for a pullback, and at that pullback, we'll look for some support to be created. We just look to the left, you can see we have some wicks here in the past, and currently that's the level we're struggling at. Look at the 1 hour. Now the 1 hour, we could probably get a nice entry. We can actually get a nice entry on the 1 hour actually. So we'll actually remove this initial idea from Friday, and so if you look at the 1 hour, just looking at the current price action, you can see we cleared this previous high with a very nice candle, a nice bullish hammer. Even before that, we had a bullish hammer and we rocked it up. Currently, this candle is a bearish hammer, which means it's trying to retest this previous level. And so if the next hourly candle, which is going to be at 12 o'clock, this will close. If it stays as a bearish hammer, fantastic. We'll probably go long after we get another bullish candle here. So we'll wait for price action to do this, complete this, and then do another leg like that with the bullish candle, and this will create an inside bar pattern. If you guys know that, it's one of the most basic price action patterns there is, the inside bar pattern. You have a huge bullish candle, a small bearish, a huge bullish. That tells you that momentum is going to continue forward and you can go long. And from entry at 0.68 thousand, we can get a target of 0.69 thousand, so 100 pips up for grabs based on the 1 hour time frame. So we know the daily candle is pretty bullish, so at this point we can kind of rely on the 1 hour to get an entry instead of 4 hour, and we'll have a 3.0 R2R setup. So I'm looking long for Aussie dollar. Again, we're exposing the US dollar as bearish. We'll look at the Forex factory schedule and see if there's any events that could kind of change it, but this morning USD manufacturing came out worse than expected, so that's one of the reasons why things are going against the dollar. We have the Aussie cash rate later this midnight, shortly after midnight. I'm at 1:30 a.m. Eastern, and it looks like they're going to keep their rate the same, so that actually might be good for the Aussie. Last time they kept the rate the same, Aussie fucking rocketed. It just shot up to the sky. Excuse my French. It just shot up to the sky like crazy, and we were in that trade, and I was like, what is going on? But that's what happens when news kind of stays the same, especially during a pandemic. Aussie was struggling severely before the pandemic, and for the bank to keep the rate the same despite all the jobs lost and the economy stalling, that's a lot of guts to have. And so I do think Aussie will continue going up. The rest of the day on Tuesday is quiet, and then we have Wednesday, the G7 meetings. So this week is going to be pretty crazy. The G7 meetings, and on top of that, with all these rides, I'm not sure if Trump will even attend this meeting. We have ADP and obviously it's NFP week, so ADP numbers are going to come in. If you look at the forecast, negative 95,000 or negative 9.5 million. That's actually pretty bad. But compared to the negative 20 million, it's not so bad. Thursday, we have Euro financing rate. Looks like we're going to keep it at 0%. And then Friday, unemployment. There is no forecast for the CAD unemployment rate, but for US, there's going to be at 19.5%. That basically means 1 in 5 person in the US is unemployed. That's just crazy. So again, we're bearish on the dollar. We'll wait for the 1 hour closure and we'll go long for Aussie. CAD yen. So quick reminder, CAD yen. IT has its take profit at 79.400. Looking at CAD yen, it's probably going to be retracing a bit now just because of the 1 hour candle. Looks like an inverted hammer. Let's check out the daily. So the momentum early this morning from CAD is just crazy. It's very bullish. You can see it's cleared these previous highs right here. Right, it's used as resistance once, twice, and potential third time before a bullish hammer was printed and price shot up. So I'd say the next level you should watch out for. Look to the left on the daily. You can see the support at 79.135. You can see it clear as day, 79.135. We have a lot of wicks have accumulated this level, so I'd wait for price. If you're not in the trade J, I'd wait for price to make its way back above 79.135 and then take a long to maybe this level and this level for an intraday trade. So in total, this would be the long idea. Right, something like this, and I have a target of 80.866 as a long-term target. Intraday would be 79.500. Mind you, IT has 79.400 as his final target, and then shortly after we're going to have 79.752, and then finally 80.00 flat as the last target for the intraday. And then when we talk about swings, we can go all the way up to 80.840 around there. So on this chart work, we can see the momentum has changed. We're coming from a huge support zone. This is from the monthly time frame, by the way. We've broke that support. We've broke these previous highs. Obviously, a clear trend shift for the CAD, and so we're looking for longs. The R2R is close to 4.0, so again, a great setup. And so you tend to have these nice setups when price action has room to separate. If you look at what I mean by that is, we've had instances and days of the week where price action is all jumbled in and doesn't really do any quick or separated movements, but now we're having actual rallies and trends, and so it's going to be much cleaner to trade and catch those big moves. And so I do see some huge upside for CAD yen as well as the Aussie. Next up, dollar yen. So dollar yen on Friday, I discussed an intraday trade for those that trade on Sunday or Monday. I sent this idea on our trading view. Now, if you do follow our trading view, you'll see this idea. And, actually on Friday, we actually got 2 inverted hammers from resistance. And that's why I plotted this idea. You can see we went to the bottom of the zone. And as soon as we touched this blue zone, price immediately jumped back up again. So, obviously, for some reason, USD yen wants to consolidate between 107.890 and just 107.412. So this 50 pip range around there, USD yen is going to stick in. Right now it's probably just indecisive where it wants to go. I'm pretty sure after this candle it should have went up here. Based on this bearish hammer, I do think it will make its way back to this 4-hour resistance, at which point we can look for another short if we do get an inverted hammer like we have in the past. So that's my view for USD yen. Since the 19th of May. So the past 11 days it's been stuck in this range. It's stuck in the range, you gotta trade the range, otherwise look for a different pair. Now let me check out YouTube. Did not forget about you guys at all. So 1 second while I check these guys out. Whoa. Good morning, good morning. Let's go through this chat. Okay, so let's see, back on the EURCHF. Alright, so EURCHF, and then I'll look at Haley, your request of EURHKD for sure. So EURCHF, last time we looked at this, we presented an intraday short on the 4 hour. Looks pretty good. It went into some nice profit. Let's see the 4 hour candle. Pretty nice, a nice bearish candle with virtually no wicks on either side, which is a great candle to trade, and did have some downside momentum. Let's see how far this thing went. Oops. Nice 38 pip move for EURCHF. So move this since then. Again, this is what I mean by price action being clogged. You know, no real separation among the candles. If there is a sharp move back down. So you can see we've had 3 bullish candles, and then a 1 bearish candle canceled out the move of 3. Then you had a bullish and a bullish, and then the bearish canceled out that move. So it's very jumbled in. I mean, to get a good idea, we'd probably have to go to the weekly, and just based on the weekly, I'd probably think of longs. Ideally, it would be a long. We're coming off a support here, you can see, and then another support up here at 1.06500. That was the last support we kind of came off of, 1.06500. So, you know, if you look at the full scope of EURCHF, it's had a huge rally from this level in the past all the way up to, you know, 1.18, 1.19. So I'm looking for buys for EURCHF despite the huge downtrend it's been on. If you actually get out a trend line, you can see that we're currently at a critical point on the trend line. We have a first touch or second touch, and if we zoom in, here's our third touch. Now, if we do get a rejection on the daily from this trend line, then I would be looking for shorts, but I do think we'll break above it, especially as the European economy starts to reopen. So 4 hour, these are the 4 hour. Now that we've drawn that trend line, a lot of this price action makes sense. You know, we talked about how confusing it was and how squeezed together it was, but now it makes sense, right? This trend line is drawn. You can see prices try to go up to the upside. This is a classic fake out, and people probably got stopped up here. And then once again, it's floating in around this trend line. So we'll wait for a clear break and retest of this trend line to go long. Otherwise, if it keeps rejecting, we'll go for shorts. But it's nice to see that EURCHF is starting to rebound, because it has been on a sell-off for quite some time now. Alright, so cool. Euro. I've never traded this pair in my life. Never been a fan of really trading exotics, but here we are. So Hong Kong dollar. Let's go to the monthly. So based on the monthly, now if we just look at this, this is a previous support right down here. You can see when we had these sell-offs right during this pandemic, the euro Hong Kong dollar did not make its way down to here, right? It's in the historic support dating back to 2015, right? That's the lowest euro Hong Kong dollar has ever went in 2016 and then in 2015, right? So it has had no plans of reaching these new lows or even creating new lows. When looking at these current candles, we have a bearish hammer here. I'm just counting these candles. I just count them. So these past, let's say, since January, right? Since the start of the year, we had a bearish hammer, indecision candle, bearish hammer, bullish hammer, right? The past 7 candles were some sort of hammer with 1 indecision candle. What does that tell you? There's a lot of upside momentum, and the longs is probably the way to go. You can see the support we've created here around 8.34500. Now, if we head to the weekly, we'll see some resistance, and here's our resistance. We have resistance right here at these highs, right? At these highs up here, you can see. I should just put this. So we have resistance right here, and the second resistance is we have around these candles right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there we have it. So now we can see right now we're reacting to this resistance for this week. Go to the daily. And on the daily, you can see the resistance is more clear. So last time we were here was during March, during the peak of the pandemic. We had a sharp rejection back down to the support, a rally back up, come back down, a rally back up, etc. We finally shot up above this resistance, right? So we used this as a resistance once, twice, 3 times before price had enough and broke out. So on the daily, if we have a rejection here, like for example, an inverted hammer, this white candle turns blue or just bearish on your charts, then the short will be the best bet and be the highest in terms of R2R. So something like this. This would be ideal, 2.84, right? Very simple trade setup, and I would have this as my first target, 8.51760, and then finally the support zone. Now, if we do break above on the daily candle, like we have in the past, then I'll be looking for longs with a target of 8.77000. So 8.77 will be my target for longs, and for shorts, it'd be all the way at 8.386. So that's my idea. Right now, I'd go for the short just because of the current daily candle, but I'd probably wait since the exotic. These things will be pretty tricky. The 4-hour, you can see the 4-hour. The current 4-hour is an inverted hammer, and so actually for shorts, now I don't trade exotics, but the more I analyze it for you guys, the more I realize that these pairs tend to move pretty nice in terms of price action. Once you get that confirmation, it's actually not a bad thing to trade. So it's just the spreads could be pretty bad sometimes. But anyways, if you look at this 4-hour, you can see this is where we've created its previous higher low before you created a higher high. Then we pulled back to this higher low as a support. So if price, EURHKD does break this this 8.58952 level, right? If we do break down the 4-hour, I'm gonna go for short, and I'll check my broker spreads. If it's pretty nice, I'll probably enter the short as well. But go short if you break this. Right. So that's the entry criteria for the short at this current moment. Longs, again, very simple. We break above 8.6392. We're going long. So this is similar to US oil, which we discussed last week, where 2 things could happen, and you just have to wait for either or. Go long. So nice. Who knew exotics could be this simple to trade, but so pound Aussie and BTC, awesome. We got some BTC coming up in here. So pound Aussie short, wow. Actually, yeah, this 4-hour candle is pretty good for shorts. Let's see if we can get an entry here. Let's see the monthly. Okay, so the monthly is an indecision candle, which is not really good, but we could change that. So you can see the previous month was a lot of momentum. You can see inverted hammer. This month, if you look at the wicks to the top and bottom is equal. So we had a lot of indecision this month for pound Aussie. Now looking at the current price section on the smaller time frame. You can see we've cleared a pretty nice support that we used in the past. The support is at 1.84900. We broke it already, and now we're trying to break this previous resistance, right? This previous resistance at 1.84100. So I'm looking for shorts. Again, we have a huge range to fill. So the downside is actually a really good on this trade. You can see that's the overall range we can target. Whenever we break the support, we do head lower down to here. We've had that once, twice, 3, 4 times now, and so if we extend this range over, you can see that's where we're targeting, and we have made some headway into that range. The current 4-hour candle is pretty good as well. So again, we're bullish on the Aussie, and if we're bullish on the Aussie, we're bearish for pound Aussie, so it makes sense. And the previous 4-hour candle was a bullish hammer. This is a bearish hammer, so if we could get this thing to come down a bit lower, we can definitely take this trade. And just looking at the R2R, Again, 3.5, that's fantastic. And let's see the 1 hour. So 1 hour, you can see some support down here. And I'm just going to mark it off right up here. So you can see this is the area where we're kind of struggling to break at 1.83827. If we do break it, I am pretty confident we'll head to 1.83469, which is 40 pips away, and then more downside to come. So I'll wait for this 1 hour candle to break the support, and then I'll call the trade, and we should be good. So just gonna plot this. I'll do that. Thank you for the pair recommendation. We have there's a lot of setups for on Monday, but that's good. Alright, perfect. So next, someone said BTC and then oil and gold for sure, Marco. So the last time we spoke about BTC, and I don't think it has done much. It's still in and around that same exact level, that 9,500 area. But, you know, last time we had this idea of shorting this down to here. Now it came pretty close. Since it popped back above, and this diagonal line you're seeing, it's a trend line that's from all the way from the weekly time frame, and the weekly time frame for BTC has really held this thing in check. This is the previous high we made, you know, all-time high at 20,000 or close to 20,000, and then this was the 13,000. You can see these past, you know, few weeks we've been trapped under this trend line, right? There's no reason that price hasn't moved up, but it's been stuck under this trend line. So based on this, I'd be careful because since price hasn't really rejected and gone lower, it may tell you that a lot of buyers are trying to push higher. So if you're trading BTC or if you're holding BTC, I'd start looking for longs, as that's the most likely option right now. And you know, as this current pandemic goes on and these protests go on, you know, people are not going to be looking to the dollar for any safe haven. So BTC might be the way for some time being. So you probably see this. You know, the overall target I have for BTC is 10,500. We have an alert above this recent resistance at 10,000. So if we do break it, I'd see longs to 10,500. But as long as we stay below this trend line, it may be a short. So we do have to break it. You can see the daily, we're still respecting that trend line. We haven't even spent more than 2 days above it, so that should tell you a lot. So that's my idea. Definitely a tricky spot, as there's a lot of fundamentals weighing on BTC right now. US oil, our best friend. So let's give this a look. Now, last week we gave a simple long idea. We get a close above 32.94, you go long. A bullish closure, you can see we had a huge push up. And whenever you have a huge push up, you want to wait for price action to come back down or something like that. Price came back down to 32.94, and then it printed a bearish hammer and then a bullish hammer. So you should have taken the long from this and could have made a nice chunk of profits. Since then, it's broken this resistance. We spoke of it last week. And if we do break this resistance, we can go long. 32.46 is a resistance. You can see this candle break right here is a bullish inverted hammer, which we don't like to trade. This is inverted hammer again, inverted hammer, inverted hammer. This is a bearish hammer, a bearish hammer. So again, the momentum has come back down from buys to sells. So I'd be careful here. If we do close bearish back below this resistance, you know, somewhere down here, and it's a bearish candle we like an inverted hammer or just a big body candle like this, and we'll take the short back down to the intraday support at 32.40. So surprising to see US oil make such erratic movements, but again, a lot of fundamentals are weighing down on the dollar, and in that case, you're going to have these weird movements. So I think the sellers are going to come back in just for the time being, but again, we're bearish on the dollar, so if we're bearish on the dollar, the US oil should go higher. And that's my opinion for now. So I'll probably put an alert below this resistance we broke. and see if we do make our way back down. If we do, then we can take a short all the way down to 32.40 area. Gold, let's see how gold is reacting. Again, so gold, interesting. So gold has stayed relatively, in the same spot. So this is where it was on Friday. This candle right here, and then the weekend it had some minor movements, and then it came back down and it popped back up. So gold is in a tough spot again, but if you look at the daily, I still say buys. Obviously broke out its previous resistance at 1736, and the next area is at 1750, 1750 area right here, and then 1768. So I'm looking for longs. The current Forex candle isn't bad. As you can see, it's a bullish hammer, but we do have to break this previous high, and this previous high is pretty close to that 1747 area. So for gold this week, if you look to the left, last time we broke 1747, like right here, we did go higher to 1768. So that's what we're looking for in this case. I'll put an alert. I'll let you guys know. My alert's gonna be at 1748, crossing up. Sales we can take as well this week. So it is a Monday. I'm pretty sure we'll get an entry into Aussie and Pound Aussie. So we'll have a few trades under our belt. Let's make sure no one's missed. Right, USDN. That's the trade idea. Fantastic. So I'm actually try to find that. But yeah, the Discord's a place to be, guys. If you want to just keep up to date. Here's a USD yen idea I gave. You can see. Here's a nice intraday short for USD yen, which should be taken on Sunday or Monday if the price action stays as is. I highly recommend for Monday to roll around as weird things for Sunday. And again, very simple trading range, right? USD yen. So that's my idea for this week so far for the pairs. If you're on YouTube, let me just quickly check if there's any other questions. And it's another European holiday today, so you might see reduced volume. Just take note of that. So I think I got everyone's pair recommendations out of the way. If there's any other ones, make sure you send them on Discord. User requested TA, and I can give them to you. But a lot has been covered, and we're at 50 minutes, which is perfect. So before we go, for those that are joining on YouTube and you want to see these sessions, not just on Monday and Friday during our free sessions, but Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, where we make majority of our pips and do a lot of the entries, you can use the coupon code FIRST50 to get 50% off, and I'll show you how to do that. So this is the coupon code you'll use, and this is where you'll use it. So you go to forexlens.com, you go to Forex Trading Room, click Get Started, fill out this form, click Next, and then you'll see a button called Enter a Coupon Code, and this is the one you'll enter, this one right here, First50 to get 50% off, and you get all the live sessions, all the signals, and plus full access to our Discord. A lot of content on here. We have even stock market analysis. We have analysis of majors and minors. You have Elliott wave analysis, price action, more price action, and Elliott wave analysis. So a lot of content giving away for 50% off. Only $48.50 for your first month. Again, for Institute Trader, the myth, the legend, he's been killing it. His his special offer, his early bird offer, has been extended for 1 week only, and the early bird special is $60 for non-members and $18 for members. Go ahead and take advantage. The proof is in the pudding. He has been absolutely killing it, and we've shown you a few examples of his trades and how well they're doing. So again, if you want to see the past results, I can get the support team to add you into his old channel on Telegram. Where is he? My fault. I'm always looking for these right here. So you can see his old channel, and you'll be able to see the trades he took, back test his ideas, and you'll see it's just spot on. So again, there's two ways to get Institute Trader: either his signals or the Smart Effects Man program, which he manages. They're both great options. So Any other questions, shoot them to me on Discord or ask Allison, our support agent, and she'll be happy to help. I hope you guys have a great trading week. I know we will, and I'll see you guys either tomorrow if you're a paid member. Otherwise, the free members, I'll see you on Friday. So peace and happy trading.